welcome back to my class this morning. My name is Julie Kettlewell and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK, and I run the Paper Haven, and this is card number 3, and I'm going to sneak in a little bonus card number 4 as well. So I hope my ladies who've taken part in the class are all caught up and everything. We are going to do slightly different colours to this one because this was a card that I did for a specific colour challenge. So we're going to mix it up a little bit, and what we're going to do is I'm just trying to decide whether I want to do a tent fold stand up like that or a opening out one. I think I'll stick to the tent fold. So you should have one last piece of the thick basic white left. And what I'm going to do is pop it in this way first. So I'm popping it in landscape, and I'm actually going to score first. So I'm popping it in horizontally, and I'm going to score at 14.8 centimetres. And then I'm going to turn and cut at 10.5, and as always I will put these measurements in the chat. Now you've therefore created a white card base, and you should have a pool party card base left from that first card that we did, and also you should have plenty of basic standard white left to make some more, and a little bit of paper, so you could carry on even after today's session. Right, so for this card you will need the die cuts that I provided, and these are in Daffodil Delight and white, and they're from the Amazing Thanks, and there's a few words in there, and you can just choose to use thanks today if you want. I've used thank you on this card. You can just do thanks and stick that on there, or what I did was I cut the S off and did thank you. Okay, so we can do that. But what we need to do first, of course, is we need to cut our pieces of our floral squares. So I'm going to bring in the mini cut and emboss machine. And I do have some little strips left. I've cut the excess off. These are those ones that I cut at the beginning, the original ones. So I'm going to have to run them through, go through twice. So they're going to go on there like that. So I've done those two. Just move those onto the desk. Sort them out in a bit. And then we can come back the other way with the other two. If you hear that noise, it means it's working. And I think those strips of paper card should be good for the bin now. We've only got a little bit left with those. So we need to just pop that out of the way temporarily. Okay, and bring these in. Bring all our bits. Now pop all those bits out that you don't need. Okay, here we go. So let me see what papers we've got left. Now I've forgotten what I've given you. Now I know I gave you some Just Jade that we haven't used yet. This is this one. And I also know I gave you some Misty Moonlight. So we need to use those. We need to make sure there's some yellow because we're using the yellow lettering. So have a look at what other papers you've got left. And, oh, that's a bit of a different combo, isn't it? So we'll see how that looks. So we're going to cut, again, we're going to cut some little strips down. I'm going to use my mini cutter. For this. So we'll cut these at 4.5 square. We definitely need to make sure Daffodil Delight, which is the yellow, is in our card because that is the die cut colour that we've used. So it should tie it all in together. And finally we'll use this one, Just Jade. So we've got 4, we're using 4 for this one, back to 4. Is it too light or do I need my lamp on? Is that a bit better? Is it too dark, I mean? Okay, so we'll bring these in, and like before, we shall decide which ones we want where and which ones we think go nicely with which. Okay, I'm happy with that. So again, like we have done before, we can carefully glue these. Oops, you might need to manoeuvre like I did there. Okay, that's that one done. Is that on the screen? Always make sure you're definitely putting glue on the bit where there's a lot of white space. Oh. Last one. It's just nice to see them with different colours as well, and it's I'm always trying to share cards for using up your scraps of paper, and these totally fit into that category as well. Not quite got that right, but the thing with the wet glue, at least you can manoeuvre it. Right, we are sorted there with those, and now what we need to do is turn our attention to the thanks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the S off where it joins, where it's joined by the K, but I'm sort of going to round it off like that. Yep. And I'm going to do the same here with the white piece where it meets. I'll try and round it off, but it's not as thick, it's not as wide. It's a little bit more difficult. Let's lay that on there and see how that looks. Need to probably cut a little bit more white off so I can see. There we go. So we don't need those S's. So we're going to really carefully pop a little bit, a dab, dot, 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 not a lot. Especially on these. I love these dies. They've been one of my faves. A little bit there. And then we're going to position that. Now these will move a little. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Heck. There we go. This is where your scissors come in handy. Or if you're a tweezer crafter. Some people are definite tweezer crafters. I'm not. I like to use my scissors for most things. Just manoeuvre them so you've got. There we go. Thank you. Huh. There we go. So there I've done. And then we'll bring in our card base. I like to actually open this up and do it flat. I'm going to pop these in the 4 corners. But leave a bit more of a gap at the bottom here. Like with the first card, actually. Okay. So just sort of check that this gap is similar to that gap, as near as your eyes can judge it. And then this UT will probably hang off the edge of the card a little bit. But that's going to go on there like that. Yeah. Are we looking good? Let me look at that, what that looks like on camera. That doesn't look too bad. So now we need our dimensionals. But I'm going to glue the thank you onto the card directly. last one. And I've put you some little rhinestones in your pack. You don't have to use them. I find that some people are blingy. I'm not a particularly blingy crafter or person, really. Up until recently, I didn't even have any rings on. But you might have actually noticed I've got a different ring on here today, which my mum gave me yesterday. She's been telling me for a while she's going to give it, but it's my grandma's eternity ring. My lovely Grandma Laura, who I look very much like. So I shall treasure it. So the thank you is on there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then I can't remember what gems I gave you, but I'm sure I might have given you some larger ones and some smaller ones, I would hope. So I'm just going to pop 3 on. Again, I'm using my scissors. I'm just going to pop them on there like that. And there we have card number 3. Card number 3. So I did promise you that we would do something with that small piece that we had left, yeah? And if my reckoning is right, it measures 21 by 10. Oh no. It might be a bit narrower than 10. It might be about 9.7. So let's just check. Yes. So we'll cut it down to 9.5. So popping it in portrait like that, we're going to cut a slither off and cut it down to 9.5. And then we're going to turn it round and we're going to cut it down to 19. Okay, and then move the cutter out of the way, move that along to 9.5, and we're going to score it. We should end up with a little square card. Or a rather large gift tag. Yeah. And what you can do, just a really quick, simple card to finish off. Grab some spare white. You should have plenty left. I'm just going to cut a bit down. I'm going to grab my favourite die, that one. Cut it out. And cut. If you've got some, you should have plenty of paper left, I would hope. So just choose a random colour. And we can glue this on. Dot, 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 not a lot, remember. Let's see what the other side is. No, I like the checks. I like that. And I'm actually, where have I put my stamp set? Oh, it's there. I got it. I'm actually going to just do a little card like that. Just a really simple card. And I'm going to pop it in the middle with some dimensionals on the back. We've used our dimensionals today, haven't we? a bit of debris out of the way there. Just eyeball that and make sure you've got it where you want it. It's probably best if you close it like that. And then what I'm going to do, we don't really need our mat for this. I am going to use the stamps. Use the basic grey. It's a little bit tricky with these because you can't see where you're stamping. Okay. So I'm just going to go for it. I might actually have a practice of this one because it's a new stamp. Oh, I found the perfect little scrap of card. Right. So I'm going to stamp Good Things Grow. There. Like our friendship. Oh, how cute is that? Yeah. Oh, that's so cute. Just a little extra that we can make and you can have in. Ah, cute. I'm pleased with how that's turned out, actually. Little 5-minute card there. So let's bring in the cards that we've made today. So card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, and then the little bonus card. Yep. So I hope you've enjoyed this class today. I would love to see your photos. If you're on my Facebook group, my VIP group, I'd love to see your photos of your makes. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for a lovely class, and I hope you have a lovely Easter weekend. And I will see you again. I'm back on, I'm actually on YouTube on Monday night, actually. So if you've got a free evening, then I'll maybe see you then. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Have a lovely Easter, and I'll see you soon. Bye.